Hello, I'm Katora and welcome back to the channel. Like you saw, today we're making brown stew tofu because who said that tofu cannot be infused with as much love and deliciousness as meat, right? So brown stew is a Caribbean-based stew typically made with some form of meat like chicken that is slow braised in a really rich sauce. And today we're making it vegetarian vegan style. Stick with me and I'll show you how to make it. Here we go. Begin by roughly dicing one small to medium sized onion. Next, take one medium carrot and roughly chop it. I've got two on my board, but I only ended up using one. Next, take two Roma tomatoes and roughly chop them. And do the same with one sprig of green onion. Here I've got a little bit of green and orange bell pepper. It's the equivalent of about half of a bell pepper. Go ahead and give that a chop. Then take two garlic cloves and crush them and give them a mince. Take a small knob of ginger and you're going to want to give it a dice. If you can, throw it into a mortar and pestle and pound it out. If not, that's okay. Just mince it as finely as possible. Here I've got a block of tofu that I have drained and let sit to dry in a kitchen towel for 30 minutes. This is going to help the tofu crisp up in the pan. So go ahead and slice your tofu into 1/2-inch slices. Then take about 3 to 4 of those slices at a time and cut them in half. Take one of those cubes of that stack of tofu and turn it so that it looks like a diamond and cut it in half. Repeat this for the rest of the tofu. In the end, you'll be left with triangular slices of tofu that really do a great job of getting crispy in the pan and absorbing the brown stew sauce that we're going to make in just a minute. So to season the tofu, begin by giving it a swizzle of olive oil. Go ahead in with garlic powder, ground cumin, dried thyme, and finally salt. You can use whatever seasonings you have on hand. This is what I have and what I really enjoy on tofu. It gives it such great flavor. Go ahead and flip your tofu over and do the same thing on the other side to season. Here I've got a pan set to medium heat and I'm adding about 2.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Once that pan is completely hot, I'm gonna add in individually all those slices of tofu. I'm moving around the tofu with a fork just a little bit to make sure that it's not sticking to the pan, and I'm going to let the tofu cook for 3 minutes aside. After 3 minutes, this is what mine looked like. You're going to want to flip it once it reaches that golden brown color. Give it another 2 to 3 minutes on this side. Once the tofu is done, I removed it from the pan and you're going to want to add another couple tablespoons of oil, as well as the carrots, onion and green onion, and the peppers. Cook that stirring for about 2 minutes until the onion becomes a little bit translucent. Next, add in the garlic, the minced garlic, and the ginger. I'm gonna let that saute for another couple of minutes to bring out the flavor and the aroma from the garlic and ginger. Finally, add in your diced tomatoes, and you're gonna let this saute for about 4 minutes until the tomatoes have a chance to break down like this. Now once the tomatoes have softened, add in half a cup of ketchup, a quarter of a cup of soy sauce, a quarter of a cup of brown sugar, and a tablespoon and a half of browning. I will leave a link in the description for the one I use. You'll be able to find it in the international section of your grocery store. So I'm going to give all of these sauces and goodness a mix, and I'm going to leave it for about 3 minutes so that the sugar can start to caramelize, as well as the ketchup, and all of the flavors can start to get to know each other. Yes. Okay, so here I am after 2 to 3 minutes, and as you can see, I'm starting to develop a beautiful sauce. At this point, go ahead and add in a cup of stock or water if you have that, and give it a stir. I also added in half a teaspoon of dried thyme and half a teaspoon of ground cumin, as well as some freshly ground black pepper. You're gonna wanna let this sauce reduce for about 3 to 4 minutes until it is slightly thickened, or it looks something like this. At this point, go ahead and add in your pan-fried tofu, and you're gonna let it sit in this sauce for just about 2 to 3 minutes until the tofu can soak up a little bit of the brown stew gravy. And guess what, y'all? That is it. I served my brown stew tofu on top of my mom's world famous coconut rice, the best rice you'll ever have, recipe to come soon. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe for some more recipes. Thanks.